You are now tuned in to the War Party Paranormal Radio Show, where we will be discussing actual audio and visual clips captured during the team's investigations. Hear firsthand eyewitness accounts from fellow team members and special guests. Now smash that like, subscribe, and follow button, and let's get ready to welcome team leader and your host, Eric Vanderlaan, and tech specialist and co-host, Mike Del Coro.
Happy Monday, everybody. What is up? Had a good weekend. Did some good investigating, and we're going to have a good show for you. And I'm Eric Vanderlaan, your host, the War Party Paranormal Radio Show and team leader of War Party Paranormal. And right over here, I got...
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. My name is Mike Del Coro. I am an investigator and tech specialist with War Party Paranormal. I'm the co-host. And we got a great show, and I'm going to let Eric tell you what we're getting into.
Give a shout out to Kyle, Joe Fox for being on the show or in the chat. So, yeah, we got a real good show. Actually, last weekend, we had a private team event investigation at Yesteryear Village, one of the places that we do all our events at. And we were lucky enough to have several paranormal teams that I invited. Got to be practicing my para-unity, right, Mike?
That's right.
So, yeah, that's what we do, para-unity. So we had Southwest Florida Paranormal from Fort Myers. They came by to visit us, Joe and Josephine. We'll have them on the show soon. And also my good buddy James from Cross The Line Paranormal. He came down with his daughter all the way from Valdosta, Georgia. It was a short time there, but I tell you one thing, Yesteryear Village didn't disappoint him or his daughter. We got some crazy stuff. So that's going to be our guest tonight. We got James and we got Brandon from Cross The Line Paranormal. They're up in Valdosta, Georgia. They've been to a lot of crazy places, and I'm not going to waste any time. And I got a little intro. You want to see it, Mike?
I sure do.
All right, here we go. Oh, and we got a special surprise that we're going to show at the halfway mark. So don't go anywhere. Don't go to the bathroom. Don't go to the bathroom when we do our commercials. You got to listen. All right, here we go.
Awesome.
There you go. All right. So let's not waste any time and bring on James and Brandon.
Hello, everyone.
What is up, guys? Thanks for coming
What's
on
up,
the
guys?
show.
Thank you for having us.
That's right. Thank you.
Awesome intro too.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you. And long time no see, James.
Right.
Yeah, you got some car lag going on.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Right?
Just a little bit.
So James came down last Saturday night and investigated with the team. He didn't realize how short it was going to be, but we got some crazy stuff. I can tell you that. So it didn't disappoint. But the first question that I have is, what's your dog doing with Zach Bagans?
Well, actually, he was a stray at the time. We went and investigated his old Lincoln County Hospital in Franklin, Tennessee.
Mm-hmm.
And we were there about a week after they filmed there. And we didn't know at the time, he was just there all the time. And the owner of the hospital, we did 2-day investigation there. And the owner of the hospital said, whoever takes him, there's a special prize at the end. And of course, the dog fell in love with my wife. My wife's a big animal lover. And so we wound up getting stuck taking him home. And so that's when he told us that the dog was on the show when they came there and filmed. And we sent them pictures and video and all, and they posted a little bit in their show, which was back 2015. And they put us in the credits for a thank you and all. But yeah, he poor dog licked his face.
Yeah.
Traumatized him.
Do you take him on any of your investigations?
No, he barks too much.
Okay.
During filming, they nicknamed him "Shut Up" because they kept screaming that because he wouldn't shut up.
Well, stay tuned. There's going to be a Haunted Files episode with Salem, Franny's dog, but right now he's out of commission because unfortunately he got his cojones snipped.
Poor guy.
He got a big old cojones. I don't know what Franny was thinking. How could you do that?
Right.
Poor fella.
I can say that because she's not in the chat, so she's not hearing that right now. So yeah, that'll be like another thing. And also, your daughter goes along on your investigations as well. And that clip, I don't know if people noticed, but she got like bruised pretty bad.
Yeah, that was
story about that.
Yeah, that was at the TIFF Theater. We were investigating, and that was actually the second night. We went the first weekend as a full team, and we did not realize the acoustics in a theater. So we went back with a smaller group, and it woke up. It was like a whole different feel. Everybody was anxious, and it was just an eerie feel. Chairs were moving, but just all sorts of things. But they were down under the stage in I think the men's dressing room. And they were doing a communication session, and she was wearing a sweater, and all of a sudden she said she felt like something was grabbing her, and she could feel the thumbprint on her back of her arm, and it was burning. And they pulled her sleeve up, and that handprint just formed. And it was pretty wild. What are you
doing to your child, James? No, she's
early.
Yeah, right. I mean, she jumped right in that Delco at the Hamilton jail.
She loves doing the Delco. She does it here at the house all the time because we have about 8 of them here, and she does it all. She loves doing it.
Awesome.
She's little James made over.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, since we're talking about that, I got a quick clip that I want to show from last Saturday night. I'm going to set up the scene. So actually we're doing a dual sensory deprivation. I'm sorry, James, what's your daughter's name?
Lorelai.
Yeah.
Or Lola, whichever.
Lola. Well, Lola, we were doing sensory deprivation with Lola and one of our new teammates, Nicole. Nicole was doing the Gansfeld with the goggles. Lola was doing the blindfold, the Estes. So like I'm getting messages from Scotty, like time to wrap it up. We gotta leave. Start packing up your stuff. We gotta go. So like I got like attached to on my belt, I got like my case there where I put my recorders in. So I'm standing and we're in the middle of doing the session, and I'm standing in front of Nicole, and I'm unbuckling my belt. Like right when I do it, the first thing she says is zip up your pants. I mean, it was wild. Yeah. So
the ghosts were like, we don't want to see that.
Right.
Nobody wants to see that.
Right. I was going to be naughty.
Yeah, I wish I had put it in the video. I didn't. I got called a dummy because they were in the pineapple house, and I asked, is pineapple your favorite food? And Nicole right away went, don't ask.
Right.
And Lorelai went, dummy.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy. Too bad I didn't bring the other set of goggles, but I'm going to play the video, and you guys can see.
Nice.
Is it Eric? Is it Eric?
When I was unbuckled my belt, and James James didn't see what I was doing. He's like, I'm good.
You're over there like trying to be all discreet and like
right.
And they're like, everybody's looking at you going, what in the world?
Nicole didn't know we had some type of an initiation or something like that. But good thing she was under. She didn't know what was going on.
Yeah.
I don't know if y'all ever got the name Patrick before, but when that was going on, Lorelai actually said Patrick too. So I don't know if y'all ever caught that name before or not.
Interesting.
I don't remember what the Civil War soldier's name was that was in that building. If anybody in the chat in our team, Joe, or if you know, but yeah, there's supposedly also a child there. Like they went out to work in the fields, and they locked their kids in the pineapple house because they didn't want them roaming around.
Wow.
And there's no AC back then, so that didn't work out too well.
What up, Puma? That's Joe.
Hey, Joe. Yeah,
So,
I brought a toy car and put that out there, and she was responding to that too about play and all that stuff.
Yeah,
So
it was pretty wild.
active.
And it's weird.
Like, what, 30 minutes?
Yeah, at least.
Mm-hmm.
That building is real small, but it's either hit or miss. But when it's on, it's something.
On.
Yeah, it's something to see.
So, Brandon James, can you tell everyone a little bit about Cross the Line Paranormal? How you guys got started? What kind of organization? I'm sure, like they probably know you're just like us. Help out there to help people. You do events as well.
Well, the team started in 2010. My best friends Philip Hitchner started it, and Brandon came on, I think, around 11 or 12 for a little while.
Yeah, somewhere in between there.
He was there for a little while, and then I guess his first wife didn't want him doing that at all, so he had to back away. I come on in 13.
Now he has a second wife, and everything's good.
Same here.
There's the good wife.
And I came on in 13, and we've been investigating stuff all over Waverly and all the places up down the East Coast in people's homes, trying to help them out. And and then Philip got married in 2021, and he gave me the team and just said, "Here you go, take it over."
And then you want wild.
Pretty much. And but yeah, we do the same thing: residentials, helping people out, fundraisers for museums and stuff. Just making people aware, that this is out there, good or bad. We try to be honest and upfront as much as possible. But yeah, that's pretty much it with us. And we have 10 people, and we're me and Brandy been in it a long time. Brandon's been in and out of it a long time. The rest of our group's fairly new. They've had experiences with the paranormal over the years, and some solo stuff, but as a group, they've been within a year or two. So it's still learning and working together with everything, but Tifton has thrown a big bone at us and got a lot of experience in a very short time for them.
Right.
Which has really helped things come together a lot more
smoothly.
Actually
put us up there.
Yeah. Between all 4 locations, massive locations.
And Brandon's pretty much of a badass. I mean, with this background, firefighter and law enforcement, like that's someone you could use on your team, right?
Right.
He runs
exactly right. Exactly right.
What's that?
I said he runs from the ghost, though. We'll get into the library situation later, I'm sure.
I was going to say, that's Graceland. She runs from the basements.
Okay. And Brandon, how did you get into the paranormal?
I got into it back in 2000, like James says, back in 2011, 2012. I had a friend that she was a EMT instructor, and she knew I was into it, but never really joined a team. And I didn't know how to approach anybody in any way to join. And she knew Philip at the time. She was like, she started a week before I did. And she's like, you need to come and meet Philip. We can get you on Cross the Line Paranormal. I was like, all right, let's do it. Sign me up. Let's go. And that's how I really came into it. Met Philip sitting around, and we actually did some talk about who I am and stuff like that. And we got off like me and James. Me and James first met. We didn't really met. We met over the phone because
Hit
Philip,
it off.
Philip gave it up and passed
That's
the
because
torch
you got
down to
that
James.
ghost-
And,
You got that.
I've been
ghost-
burning James's phone up. I mean, not James's phone, Philip phone up, trying to get, hey, when we going? Let's go. When we going? He never returned my calls, and finally he returned it. Says, James, I turned it over to him. You need to get up with James. And I think me and James been on the phone like, I don't know how long. We stayed on there
Good
until our
hour.
wives, y'all get off the phone.
James is his other wife.
Ah,
He's the side person.
yeah. He's like
Yeah,
my wife.
and I'm glad I met my second wife because she's into this too, and we both enjoy it. And
Our first date was to a cemetery.
yeah, our first date it was to a cemetery.
First night we met each other.
Every team has a special person that could wear a helmet and all, and really special. That's her. That's her.
All right.
We got the crayons.
We bring the coloring books and crayons for her.
No, it means a lot when your significant other is supportive or also into it, because it does take up a lot of time. And it's I'm fortunate enough to have somebody that's super understanding and supports what I do. So it's nice because, like I said, like I was about to say, it does take up a lot of time because you have to evidence review. You're going out, you're doing these investigations, you're filming. So that definitely helps.
and Mike's fiance Kat probably thinks I'm Mike's second fiance.
Like my wife does with James.
Yeah.
There you go.
James gets brought up in a lot of situations.
We're like the Florida Georgia version of each other.
Right.
Yeah, James, you gotta bring Brandon down when we hook up when we hook you guys up with Gold Coast.
I missed out last week.
I tried to get to come.
Yeah, we went diving. Me and my wife, we went diving, but I missed out.
Yeah, where'd you go diving?
Jenny Spring.
Ah, sweet. Yep, I
told him priorities.
Right.
Yeah, I got two hobbies that's really burning a hole in my pocket.
Yeah, they both
Brandon,
can be expensive.
During your time as being an EMT, have you ever witnessed anything that was paranormal? We used to have a former team member that was an EMT, and that's what got him into the paranormal because he saw some pretty crazy shit.
Well, hanging around, I'm not actually an EMT, but hanging around with my EMT buddies and all that when we have fire calls, I actually haven't came across anything.
Okay. And James, how did you get into paranormal?
Well, it's pretty
You're
much
just a crazy mofo.
Yeah. I've been exposed to it all my life. My family never turned it away. I know stories. My grandfather on my dad's side used to say his grandfather used to make tables dance, stuff like that. And then on my mother's side, they sense and see things. That's what I think Lorelai's picked up some of that. But we've always been around it. Never been shy. Probably the kicker to me was seeing my grandfather when I was like 12. I thought it was my dad. I was in the kitchen and something like gray. It was dark, but it was like you could see a gray form. And I just seen it out of the corner of my eye walking behind me. I could hear it walking. I thought it was my dad going to the refrigerator.
Right.
I didn't say anything. I was sitting there drinking milk when I was 12 and just standing at the kitchen sink. And I was like, okay, he ain't said nothing. The refrigerator door ain't opened. What in the world? So I turned around and realized there's nobody there. So I just scuttled back to my room.
Wow. And now you're still seeing ghosts instead of drinking milk. You're drinking milk.
A little bit stronger beverages now.
By the way, don't mix alcohol with ghost hunting. You want to
or milk.
Be focused.
I'd have to say probably the biggest, best thing I've had now, and it's 10 years plus of doing on a team. Doing solo before that was Waverly, seeing that full body apparition, that hospital patient.
Oh, wow.
Her and my wife coming out of the death tunnel, and I didn't catch it till later, listen back to audio, but my wife had heard something dragging behind her and made a comment about it because she stopped. We just walked. Y'all been to Waverly? You go through, you come out of the death tunnel, that door, that wooden door.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't remember it being open when we went down there, but when we come back, the door to like a air conditioning room or heater room was open, and we were the only two down there. And so I peeked in. Of course, I got my recorder running. It's loud because I got the heaters. It's the middle of February. And so I just leaned in, leaned back, and let her lean in and look. When I leaned back from where we just came, there's a woman standing. I could see her lower half was covered by brandy. That's how close she was. I could see from her basically waist up in a hospital gown with the little details all right, and her black hair covering her face. I mean, it was like something out of a horror movie. She was there and gone. And I just went, oh.
That's wild.
And,
a couple words.
our team swears they were seeing shadow figures all over that place, and I didn't see anything really visual when I was there, but we did catch a couple crazy EVPs. We got one at the end of the tunnel. Eric asked, "How did you die?" And it said tuberculosis.
Yeah.
Wow.
I asked, "What are you still doing?" Oh, and then I asked, "What are you still doing here?" And I said, "I'm looking for my mom."
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Well, that's what I sent Eric. One of them, the audio of Brandy says something about walking into a room and you hear a woman's voice go, "Walk back this way." And
Really?
she's right there beside like she was right there beside us.
What's pretty wild is I was I think on the 4th or 3rd floor by the elevators, and I just had my meters set up and trying to see what I could do, and I hear a bell ring, and I'm like, where did that come from? So I walked by the elevators next to the room that's by the elevators, thinking maybe something in there, would it cause the noise? And I asked one of the workers there, and they said, "Oh yeah, people hear the elevator doors open, and it's like a bell, like what I heard, but they don't work." So too bad I didn't capture that.
We heard dog barkings, which that's questionable because you got the apartments down below and all. But they talk about there's a homeless man that fell down the elevator or pushed his dog both. So that's interesting there. Have y'all guys ever been to St. Albans?
No, you were telling me about that.
Yeah, y'all should check that out. That place.
We've had some team members, Earl and Marie. They've been there. They said
you
that,
met Earl and Marie.
Yeah, we've been there like 5 times. And my wife actually about became a permanent resident there the last time we were there.
Oh, really?
She was outside smoking in the back area where it was dark, and they got loading docks. And for some bright idea, she was by herself, and we had no idea she went out there. Is my car locked? So she starts reaching out with her button, and she starts walking, and she walked right off the loading dock. And it's like a 5-foot drop. She come walking all the way back around, scuffed up, neat, laughing, but she was covered in mud and knees bleeding and everything else. They're like, good Lord.
Yeah, we've had some crazy things happen.
That's some Eric type shit.
Trips over here.
Remember I was telling you about Ortona Cemetery Saturday night? Well, I got a little story about that. So I'm walking around the cemetery in the dark with just my IR camera, so I can't really see anything. I'm looking through the viewfinder, and I happen to do a flip over a gravestone, and I got my camera in my hand, and I go to brace myself, and I bang my elbow on the edge of the granite on one of the stones, and I didn't think anything of it. I was like, oh, ouch. And I get up, I start walking, and I just feel a lot of cold dripping down my elbow. And I'm like, oh, I think I cut myself. So I go back. There's like a pavilion there. And
we should have did like some kind of ritual or something.
I know. My blood is all over that cemetery. So
little blood sacrifice.
When I die, I'll be haunting it. So
well, my blood was all over the library.
Oh, really? What happened there?
I went into the concrete wall door frame.
Oh, wow.
The office, the main librarian's offices at the end where he was walking in, one of the original safes. They turned it into a closet now. And but he can tell the rest, but I just want to reiterate that was a safe where he was walking into.
Yeah, I walked in there and
screamed like a little girl.
As I was walking in there, and I was like doing a sweep, and I have the headphones on doing a live EVP, and I looked in there. I went to my right, and it was dark, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna step in this room and see if I can get anything. And I lost sight and barriers where everything was in the darkness.
Easy
And
to do.
I was like, hello? And it echoed in there. And I heard myself next minute know, right after I said it, I hear it right across the headphones so loud, it just like jarred me. And I was like, turn around. When I turn around, I smacked the wall because it says hello, hello, hello 3 times. And I just smacked the wall and I was like, oh, no, I got to get out of here. It's time to, and I ran out. I was like, and I didn't even know I left blood marks all everywhere. From the wall to the bookshelf.
Yeah.
Well,
we caught it on camera.
Well, when I busted my elbow, I went back to the pavilion, and Scotty always carries a first aid kit with her, and she looks at it. She didn't tell me, but I was cut all the way down to the bone.
Oh, wow.
And all she did was put some antiseptic, put some butterflies on it, patched it up, and then I continued on my way investigating. So the next morning I wake up and I'm like, oh, maybe I should get this checked out. So I go to urgent care, and the doctor's like, if you would have waited, because it's been like almost 12 hours, if you would have waited over 12 hours, you could have had a serious infection.
Wow.
And I ended up getting stitches on it. But yeah, Brandon, I'm a klutz too. I'm always banging my head, all kinds of things.
Banging head. Somebody banged their head in the basement of one of the tunnels.
Those metal pipes.
Like, yeah, if I get y'all down the library, the basement section.
We're there next weekend. I don't care if it's 1 hour. I'll drive right back.
But there was a tunnel, basically. Me and Sarah crawled up into it and found another room that they had blocked off.
Mm-hmm.
But coming back out, she smacked her head on the plumbing.
Mind you, he literally. I'm still in my work uniform. I'm sorry.
That's
but
okay.
He literally just said, "Hey, watch your head."
Yeah, you heard the call. Which her head's empty, so it was a reverberation there with that.
Yeah, it's definitely easy to get hurt in the dark when you stumble around in the dark looking with and it doesn't help that you have like the camera's brilliance like coming into your face, like you can't see anything past that. I think I had a video of me walking into the wall in Waverly. I was looking at and I walked dead into the wall with the camera and everything.
Things you do.
Yeah.
But Lisa Sweets has a question. Can a spirit attach to a person who has passed away, like a picture, clothing, etc.? And I totally agree with that. Actually seen it. Have you guys ever experienced anything like that?
Yeah, I actually have a couple items. I collect haunted items. So.
Oh, sweet. Did you bring one last Saturday?
No.
God damn it.
Half of it's behind you anyway.
Yeah.
Huh?
I said half of them's right behind you.
Oh no, they're over there.
That
in the
Ghostbusters
cabinet.
power pack is haunted, right? It's got residue from the slime and all that.
Something might have followed us back from the theater on that one.
Yeah. It shoots out marshmallows, right?
Yeah. They Hey, Eric, did you by chance? I was just curious. Did you load that Scream for everybody to hear? Were you able to see that one I sent you from City Hall?
No, but I can load that up.
I know I sent Steve and Milo Black Smoke. They
was that the first email? The first email?
I don't.
Oh, I see.
Maybe. Yeah.
First floor Scream.
Yes. Now to give you a backstory on it, this City Hall was a hotel built on top of another hotel that burnt down. Very first was the Sadie. It was built in 1800s and it burnt down in 1905. Then they went to a brick and mortar hotel called the Mayan, and could not find if anybody died in the Sadie fire. As far as they didn't keep a lot of records. But the Mayan hotel, beautiful. People see a lady in a blue dress, or I'm sorry, lady in white on the second floor. And ironically, there's a set of stairs that people constantly trip on. They're no different than any other set of stairs, but this one section people trip. They've caught on camera several times. Well, one audio in one room, the lady's flirting with me. I tell her I'm married, and she said it doesn't matter. And
that was awesome.
Yeah, she mentioned something. She says something to the effect of Joe, and then she says tripped me. And I didn't put it together later till doing the reveal. I was like, holy shit! I think she just said about who tripped her. because she was talking about she was friendly with all her friends, and I'm wondering if she got caught, because that's one of the rumors is a woman tripped down the stairs and died. But Scream, we couldn't find record on it, but a lady at City Hall who works there was at the reveal, and she said one of her customers, she confirmed it, one of her customers was like 5 or 6 years old there watching them with his mother. They were remodeling it, turning it into City Hall because it had been abandoned for years when the mine closed down like in the 60s. And a worker fell from the 3rd floor and died. And on here, you probably won't hear it, but at the theater with the better speakers, you could literally hear the thud. There's a scream and then the thud. And it was pretty wild. I mean, I think it's residual, obviously, but we weren't even there. We were at dinner. We just put all the cameras up and let them run. But yeah,
Wow.
you'll hear the scream, then you hear a woman crying. And I know we don't have time, but at the end, which is on my Facebook, but at the end, at the 42-second mark, you hear a man say, "What are you doing?" Nobody's in the building. It's pretty wild.
For some reason, it's giving me a problem downloading it. Let me try it again.
All right,
And we
Eric,
tried to-
you know what? Well, I was going to say we got that 30-minute mark again and give Eric a few minutes to go ahead and try to pull that up. We got some commercials that we got to run for our sponsors and things like that. So stay tuned, guys. We'll be right back.
All right.
What is up, my paranormal peeps? You may be wondering why we're holding something like these in our hand, and my buddy's going to tell you all about it.
The reason that we have this paranormal equipment in our hand is because we're giving a big shout out to the Ghost Hunter store, one of our sponsors. They're your one-stop shop for everything paranormal.
That's right, and you may have seen some of these equipment on your favorite paranormal TV shows.
Exactly, especially the Haunted Files on Paraflix.
Mike's got that right.
All right, guys, so check them out, and if you use the code word Ghost Gone Wild,
Not Girls Gone Wild.
Ghost Gone Wild, in your checkout, you'll get a discount on your purchase. Thank you, guys.
Peace. What's up, my paranormal people? Eric and Mike here from the War Party Paranormal Radio Show, wanting you to remember the importance of hydration. Remember, we hunt ghosts. We don't want to turn into ghosts. Dehydration can lead to inflammation and even degenerative disease. So hydration is crucial.
Whether you're up all night investigating the paranormal, sky watching, or Bigfoot, Fuel Up Hydration System is designed to support motivation, concentration, and rejuvenation with the best immune-enhancing delivery system available today.
Experience the benefits of Fuel Up with their Feel the Difference money-back guarantee.
Visit fuelup.gg/warparty for their special offer that includes free shipping. Fuel Up for life. Hey, Eric, how do we do?
It's awesome.
All right. Well, maybe we should stick to hunting ghosts. I don't know if commercials is our thing.
True that.
All right, guys. So, a little special surprise that I have in store.
Yeah, we do.
I just got it finished up today.
Hey, Mike, real quick, before you continue, I sent you an email with that file because I can't download it for some reason.
Oh,
The screen, if you want to try to upload it. Okay, continue.
thanks. You could have. That could have been a message.
You don't look at your messages. You would have seen it tomorrow.
All right. I'll check it out. So, I don't even know what the hell I was just saying. Oh,
There you are.
all right. Sorry about that, guys. Got a little distracted.
I do that often.
Yeah.
I guess people didn't notice.
Sure. All right. So we have a new show coming out for Halloween for Holoflix on Paraflix. We're super excited about it. It's called Lake of Death. And we just got finished putting the episode together, and we got a little trailer for you guys tonight. The first time we're debuting this. I'm super excited about it. So let's roll it. This Halloween night, the Haunted Files and Paraflix bring you an all-new Halloween special, where Mike and Eric take things to a whole new level, investigating the paranormal claims that have been reported from the haunted Lake Okeechobee. What the hell's that? Something bubbling under the boat.
Double.
And what they find is not what they expected. And it was truly out of this world. Lake of Death, airing Halloween night, 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Only on Paraflix. Only on Paraflix.
It was definitely
That
out of
looked
this
awesome.
world. So you got to
That
check it
looked
out.
awesome.
Yeah, it was wild. So that's all I can really say. It was just absolutely bananas.
I was gonna say, I was talking to Eric. I was wondering if it was Lake Okeechobee or if y'all were at Lake Lanier, because how haunted that.
Yeah, no.
place
So
is.
I talk about that a little bit in the
Mhm.
episode. I talk about like how everybody knows about Lake Lanier and the what the hell's the other one?
Lake Mead.
Lake Mead, but nobody really talks about Lake Okeechobee.
Mhm.
And there's a couple things I can say is that they found over 1,000 skeletal remains on the south side of that lake, and nobody really knows about it. So the settlers found it back in the early 1920s, and they even found skulls with elongated skulls, from rapping.
Yeah.
That the
Imitating the gods.
exactly ancient astronaut theories that they were imitating the gods, things of that
We
nature.
found one quote from a guy saying that there were so many skulls that looked like a pumpkin patch.
Wow.
Yeah. So there's a lot of history out there. So, yeah, you guys are gonna have to check it out. See
Mhm. For
what
sure.
what we find. It's pretty wild.
Yep. And if you haven't subscribed to Paraflix, make sure to use our code, the Haunted Files 25, and you will get a discount off the annual subscription. And it's very, very, very affordable. If you don't want to pay
James, you got me on that one?
What's that?
hook him up, James.
Oh, okay.
That's right. Hook me up.
Hook a brother up.
I'll hook him up.
All right, guys. I'm gonna try to get that file. So continue.
Yeah, and I just asked Eric too if he's able to pull up the pair of eyes we caught at the theater.
Eric, you came
Yeah,
very unprepared.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
I sent this stuff like 2 weeks ago. What in the hell?
I know, right? And now I realize I can't even download it. I figure if I could, I would just download it.
Now, I just threw him a bunch of stuff together, audio and video, and figured whatever play, talk about, make a variety of it.
And you thought Mike was the lazy one.
You gonna
I
take
think
that?
I think I can upload the picture. Let me see if I can do that. Here we go. No, it won't download to my computer for some reason. That's really weird.
Well,
Change
it's no big deal. I got it posted on Facebook. People can go check it out. It's pretty wild to hear. And
So
listen
you're
to.
actually in Tifton. That's near Valdosta.
It's an hour north of Valdosta. Yeah.
Okay. People don't realize where that is. That's right on the Georgia-Florida border.
Yeah, Valdosta. Yeah, and then Tifton's about an hour north.
Yeah, that's where the Georgia-Florida line band came from. No, I'm
Exit
making that up.
62.
There you go.
Yep.
And
Yeah,
I mean,
and-
anything in Georgia, I would be considered haunted, just because any state that has to relate to the Confederate War, there's got to be shit all over that place.
Oh yeah. Another thing I sent you audio wise, and not many people talk about because they don't really allow teens out there, is Andersonville prison. Up in Andersonville, Georgia, there's like 13,000 Yankee troops died within 1 year on a 16-acre property.
Oh wow!
Yeah, it was a disaster. I mean, famine and disease, because they had one little creek that was their water supply. They got water upriver and they used the bathroom down the creek, and it was toxic. Crazy. And we did some audio and stuff around the actual prisons and one across the road, and then they have the little Andersonville village with little antiques in a museum, and and old cabins in the back from that time period. And
Mhm.
one of the cabins, I said, what's cooking? It's lunchtime, and it's only me and Philip in there. And then you hear a man go grab a beer and wait for it.
Oh wow, that's funny.
Yeah, that was wild.
Well,
So-
remember we were talking about Mary from the Riddle House. I think
Yes,
I was
yes.
communicating with her in the kitchen, and I'm like, I'm hungry. What can you make me? And I get fried chicken.
Nice.
So back to that scream, that the residual, you believe
Mhm.
it was a residual scream from a guy that fell
Hmm.
to his death from the top floor.
Third floor, yeah. Third floor, yeah.
Yeah,
I got it loaded up here. If there's anything else you want to talk about with that before I show it, or if you just want to.
Nothing I
Let
can
it
think
rip,
of.
let
Now,
it
the
rip.
microphone audio, it sounds like a little bit of water in it.
Mhm.
The cameras I got, the audio, the microphones in the audio are crap. I started using recorders stuck Velcro to the top of the cameras now, but you can still tell.
yeah,
for
you
sure.
can still hear it.
And but yeah, that's pretty much it. Like I said, we weren't there. Nobody was in the building. It was locked up. And you'll hear we actually caught it on, and I played it in the reveal. We caught it on all 3 floors, cameras. You could
Oh,
hear the
wow.
scream on all 3 floors. But on the first floor, it was the loudest. So
That's cool.
but yeah, if you can play it, play it.
Yeah, let's see. Let's check it out.
That's wild. You sure that's
Yeah,
not
that was-
Brandon scuba diving from last weekend? No,
What-
but at the end, that was what were they saying?
I don't
It
know.
sounds like it says, "What are you doing?"
I hear it. I hear somebody talking at the end,
Mhm.
and then the camera was also moving.
Yeah, my editing software was acting up, so I had to use cell phone against the monitor.
Oh, I got you. I
Record
got you. I got you.
Okay.
when we were trying to put it into the presentation. So yeah, that was the girl trying to set up the cell phone because I didn't have a cell phone tripod holder at the moment.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
so that
what's
was her
cool about
movie.
that place is it was me. It was me and Dorsey. Dorsey was doing the session.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, up
Mhm.
top. Well, she was on the second floor.
Yeah, we were on the first floor.
Yeah, we was on the first floor at the entrance of the counter where you come in, and I was sitting there. I started having a conversation with her, and then it said Williams, and I'm like, "That's a good whiskey drink." I mean, that was a good drink, and the next thing I know, it says whiskey,
Mhm.
and I was
Oh,
like,
wow.
"Wow!" We were sitting there. I was like, "Oh, you want a
About
shot
poker.
of whiskey?" Yeah, and then we started playing poker, and I was like, "Yeah, I play poker. You want to play?" I mean, we was having a conversation back and forth.
The
And she was up.
theater. Sorry, Brandon. Go ahead.
No, man, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say the conversation there was good. The theater was mind blowing. That was our first time
Oh,
doing an SD session, and it was like I was sitting down talking to 2 or 3 different people. It was
Oh,
insane.
wow.
I mean, and it was to the point like the one guy, Dre called himself Dre, asking how he died, and he said hit or stepped out, hit truck. And his brother seems to remember a pizza delivery guy got hit back in the 80s. I asked him what year he thought it was. He said 98. I don't know if he meant 89.
Yeah, somewhere.
Could never
in there.
find anything about it. But I asked, and then he said something about 2 blocks. I said, how'd you get here? And he said 2 blocks. And I said, why are you here? And he said he liked it there. I mean, it was just back to back to back.
Tyler said he got an attachment.
Yeah,
Yep.
we all had something follow us home from the
Oh,
second
wow.
night. A man and a woman, we experienced it in my house. Tyler and them's been experiencing Shadow Man. Darcy and Liz, other teammates, they've had a woman and a man. So yeah, they're pretty strong at that theater. It's pretty intense.
Supposedly, I got an attachment. Maybe I can leave my attachment at that theater.
Right.
Attached to something there.
Just take it over to James' house.
All right.
It's I consider
Go like your
my house
haunted toys.
the safe haven as long as the spirits are good. But for the theater, well, that's what we were trying to figure out. Why is that theater so active? And I talked to a guy who's a comedian. He said there's a vortex there. You can take it or leave it on that. But we found out during research that the building next door, it's now a little girl's dance studio, was a funeral home for about 20 years. So I'm thinking that's probably where a lot of that's coming from.
Yeah.
And just the town itself, there's tunnels under the town, which we're trying to get into with old jail cells and stuff. Yeah.
I love me a tunnel.
Exactly.
James, Mike and I are going to be your new best friends.
Hey man, anytime.
You're gonna have 2 more wives.
I reached out to him today. He hasn't responded. I've already reached out to the theater guy about seeing if I can set y'all up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
I know.
Plus, you can promote it too.
Yeah.
Get some people over there.
They, I know October's probably out of the question. What do y'all do anything during the week, or is it just got to be on the weekends?
Yeah, usually on the weekends because we're
okay. That's why I just want to make sure.
We're not like you, James.
Yeah.
I work too.
I gotta pay for my equipment.
I started giving plasma. That's extra money.
Just paid off my DR60.
Right. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I started giving plasma. That's what I tease everybody. My blood money to buy equipment with.
Exactly.
Because I just gotta.
I'll go starving. I don't care. I'll buy something.
I just got it Saturday after I'd already left. The EMF tripwire. I ordered the 12-foot one. I had the 36-footer. I have the 36-footer, and I'm like, that's great for big places, but little places aggravating. It's so long. So I just got the 12-footer.
James, you never been to Savannah, and you're so close there.
I've been regularly. I have not investigated there.
That's awesome.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been to the Bonaventure Cemetery, walking around it. Excuse me. Work. Cool. Been there for work. But yeah, I have not investigated it, and it's so rich in history. It's just
the Still Weed House is awesome, and the theater, and there's so much.
I've been to Charleston quite a few times to visit.
I've heard that's crazy.
The Charleston jail. Oh my God, that place is so amazing. I heard you're going to make it apartments now.
Really?
Yeah.
That's gonna be. That's gonna be interesting.
It's just keeping the history, but I'll be moving up to Charleston soon.
You'll find some apartments cheap. You'll find some apartments cheap up there. They turn that jail into apartments. They ain't gonna keep nobody.
I hope they keep the cells with the rusted metal on the walls.
Right.
There. I like
feel right at home.
I feel right at home. I mean, that's
that's
the decor I like.
I've been trying to find it up in Hawkinsville.
Stainless steel toilet seat.
It's got to be all rusted and nasty.
It's funny. I proposed to my wife in a haunted asylum in Hawkinsville. An investigation we were doing.
How romantic of you!
I know, right? I proposed under an archway, and they supposedly have turned it into apartments now. And I don't know how well that's going for them, but. Yeah, that was the last thing I've heard, and that was a couple.
One of the most haunted places I've ever investigated, and believe it or not, when I actually experienced some poltergeist style activity, was a regular ass apartment.
Really?
It was one of my first investigations, and a good buddy of mine's wife's friend, single chick living by herself in an apartment. And she's like, "Hey, I kind of think my apartment's haunted." And I was like, "Oh yeah." And she's like, "Yeah, and I'm going out of town, and my buddy's wife's going to be watching her dog while I'm gone. So you guys want to come over and check it out while I'm not home? You're more than welcome." So we went over there at night, and we opened the door, and I hear water running, and I'm like, "What in the world?" So I walk over towards the bathroom. The bathroom door's closed with the light on. I knock on the door. I'm like, "Hello, is anybody in there?" Just in case, I don't know. And I opened the door, and all her product like women have on the countertops. All of it is pushed into the sink, and both knobs are running. The hot and the cold are wide open. And that's just the start of it, and we shut all that off and whatever. We heard this disembodied scream come out of their room. We went over to go in the room. It was locked from the inside. I had to pick it with with something to open it up, and we opened it up. And as soon as we opened the door, we heard like a growl.
Wow.
It was wild. And this is just a 1-bedroom small apartment inside of an apartment complex. After we investigated, and we actually caught some other weird stuff, and we actually went out front to smoke a cigarette. We came back in, and the little dog, it was like a little thing with tiny little legs, was up on top of the counter, which there's no way. I thought the dog maybe knocked the stuff in the sink, maybe it jumped on the toilet and then jumped up there, but the door was pulled shut from, it opened inward. It was pulled shut and closed. Anyways, after that, I tried to do a little research. I couldn't find anything because in Florida, you don't have to disclose if somebody died in the building. But I asked a couple neighbors and stuff, and supposedly an old man took his life in the bathtub.
Oh wow! Well, that's like and Tyler, Brandy's old man cat's whining at the door. What was it?
I thought it was Mike's names.
We did a house recently that was on the Dead Files. We did it a week after the Dead Files, and I was never really into that show. It's questionable on things, but we hit a lot of the same stuff she hit on, as far as what we found and experienced. That was in Madison too, of all places. It was pretty well. We caught a video of like this ball of light coming out of the makeup mirror and all that was on.
Yeah,
it was a woman who was brutally murdered, and she was choked to death back in the 80s, and just the stuff they had was insane.
That was the week before. The week after Death Files went in there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay, interesting.
And I told my friend, I said, hey, once they go in there, let us come in there and let's match up evidence to
see what
see. Find. Yeah, and now we understand why we was hitting K2s at the bottom and up top and on the door, and the way Amy was describing, it was a lady that was like a long hair with long claws crawling on the floor and the ceiling. That's why we was getting K2 hits from the floor and the ceiling.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah, we got all sorts of weird stuff. Me and the little boy heard a hissing noise in his room, and that was crazy. Like in his bedroom, I told the man to take the closet door off, and throw it outside. But I was about midway up the door. I was getting K2 hits on both sides of the door.
This is before everything started.
Nowhere lower. It's just in the door.
Right.
It was just a cheap old wooden door. It was really weird. Nowhere else. Went around the house. No power lines. Nothing. It was crazy.
Yeah, we was doing the sweep before we started investigating through the house, just to make sure and try to debunk what's what in there before we really get in the detail.
Yeah, I think we debunked the cats on a lot of things, but the K2 hits was pretty wild.
And you got a lot of old houses there too. You probably get a lot of faulty wiring and high EMF and stuff like that.
And the coolest part about when James talked about the green light was coming out of the mirror, I was sitting at, I caught that and ran right into them and got on the radio and just told them to just keep doing what they're doing. Don't worry about me going in there, because I was just sitting at the command center and I was watching the computer monitors, and I just noticed it. Because I had we had 8 cameras running. It was my Wi-Fi cameras running, wireless cameras, and I noticed something coming out of the wall, and at the time my camera went pitch black, and you saw the green light just floating.
And what was crazy is Brandy and Gabe were in there, and they didn't see any of that. They were just sitting there, just asking questions. They were facing it, but they never saw it. But the camera picked it up.
Well, that's pretty wild.
And we had another female was talking to Gabe and talking about how bad she was. I'm gonna keep it clean.
The man. I don't know about succubuses, but that's the closest thing I ever come to
Ooh.
something like that. The man, literally, I mean,
We had experience
SLS
in
can take
incubus.
you what it was, but for this, we were using my SLS. The man was laying in the bed. It couldn't pick him up because he was blended in with the bed. Something got on top of his face, started bouncing up and down. Then its leg went down to his foot, and we weren't telling him what it was doing. We just said it was bouncing on his face.
Yeah,
And of course, Sarah mentioned it looked like it was doing something sexual. And then he said he felt something.
I smell something funny.
and that's what it was. It had its foot down there smacking his foot, and he was feeling that.
And we told his wife. We actually told his wife. I said, "Hey, get in bed with him." And when she crawled in the bed, she goes, "I'm gonna get in my bed with you. I'm gonna get in bed with you to protect my man." And that's where we had the REM pod between his legs, and it just went off crazy right after she said that.
But real quick, I have to do a little compliant thing here. We're at the part of the show where our listeners on the KGRA Digital Broadcasting Network are going to be moving on to the next show. The listeners that are listening now, if you want to continue listening, you can listen and watch us on the War Party Paranormal YouTube channel. And for those of you that are on our Facebook or on our YouTube, if you haven't seen KGRA Digital or can't see it, you gotta listen to it, right, Mike? It's a radio. They got amazing shows, KGRA Digital Broadcasting Network. We're not the only show in town in the business there. You got them talking about cryptids, Bigfoot, UFOs, more paranormal stuff. You got Bishop Long from Ghost Adventures. He has a talk show. So yeah, check them out. And if you go to their website, they do have a discount as well, just like with Paraflix. How'd I do, Mike? Did I cover everything?
Got it.
Did I do good, Chanel? All right. I got the thumbs up. Good. Fantastic. Awesome. Shout out to our awesome producer, Chanel. I never give her much recognition, but she's amazing. Wouldn't trade her for any other producer.
Not even Bill.
You hear that, Bill? I hope you're listening. I love Bill, though. I still love you, Bill, if you do listen to this. I don't want to get in trouble. We're very gracious for being on this network. So
that's right.
Yeah. All right.
And we appreciate y'all having us on, too.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, no, absolutely. We appreciate having you guys spend your Monday night with us. That's for sure.
Yeah, we're definitely going to be hooking up, doing some more things. We'll do some collabs. I'm even thinking like doing like a live Delco up in one Georgia, one Florida.
Oh yeah,
awesome. Yeah,
we'll call it the Georgia Florida line Delco
experiment.
I don't know.
Heck yeah.
All right, so James, where can people find you? Like this is where you plug yourself. You got events coming up. People in your area
wish you would change the verbiage of that. You could promote your materials.
Yeah, I'm not plugging anything. Yeah, I mean,
damn it, you know what I meant.
Yeah, Facebook, Cross The Line Paranormal, Instagram. My personal is JAC5609. Then the Instagram, Cross The Line Paranormal, and then on TikTok, Cross The Line Paranormal, along with Ghost Hunter 5609 is my personal TikTok. In events, yes, we're doing at the library for a fundraiser for them, October 21st and 28th. We're doing tours. They're selling tickets for 2-hour tours, and we're going to take them in 30 minutes in 4 of the different hot spots that we had found up there. And so that's hopefully that'd be really good for people, expose them to the paranormal, especially ones it's never been.
All right, very cool.
To help open their eyes to it.
And they can find that information on your Facebook.
Yes, you can find it on my Facebook, and Instagram.
Okay. Do you get a lot of people who are interested in getting a residential, but they don't talk to you? They go to your events instead and come up to you. We get a lot of that. They want to check us out first.
Yeah, we just did. We were invited. Tifton Theater did their first Comic-Con. And we were actually invited to that. So I set up a table and stuff. And I actually did get a couple people that hit me up about coming to their houses and doing stuff there. excuse me. Yeah, it's been a little while since we've done a residential. For a while, it was like back to back to back.
No, it's been real
And,
quiet for us.
And then it's been quiet lately. Yeah.
Yeah, we had 3 crazy ones like back
Mhm.
to back.
It's weird. It goes in
That
like
weren't-
waves.
And it wasn't even paranormal, nothing paranormal. It was more like calling child services, calling detox center, things like that.
Well, that's
what we run into, folks.
That's what we one house we did, which I sent you the audio, caught one of the creepiest yeses I've ever had, but it said kill the kids. And that was during our walkthrough interview when we caught that. And then when we come back the next weekend, which we had to tell them they need to clean their house up before we come back. It was that bad. And so they did. They hid everything in one back room, all the stuff, because you couldn't even walk through anything or set cameras up and all. But we come back and we asked, did someone say kill the kids? And this creepy old woman voice said yes. I mean, just loud as could be. And
I don't know.
They moved out after that.
Well, I don't know if you agree with me, but if a lot of people that are listening or watching right now, we get a lot of the residential cases is like people that are like their house is a mess, they're fighting, and I believe a lot of the times the paranormal energy feeds off that, and we tell them like it's got to start with you first, and you got to clean up your house. Tell your wife you love her, and things like that.
I don't think it was like demonic or anything like that. I think it was an old
negative energy
that wanted them out of their house.
I got you,
especially with them keeping it as nasty as it was.
Yeah,
because that's what was odd. The old man, I asked, do you play with the toys? And the old man said yes. So it's like, okay, so why are you threatening them if you're sitting there playing with the toys, But I think that's what the old lady was just wanting them out of her house because they were pigs. It was just nasty in there. But because they would see some wild stuff. I mean, things crawling on the floor down the hallways and all that stuff, and hearing things. I saw a ball of light in the dining room while I was in the kitchen, like floating across the ceiling area. It was floating and then gone. But the audio, that yes was insane. But that's I'm kind of like with you, the positive feeding off of it. But I think they were just really wanting them out of the house.
Yeah. I wonder what the house looks like now with the new owners. Maybe it's all cleaned up. No,
it may be. It was over there. It's over there near the college. There might be college people in there now. But now that's another aspect which makes me love doing this too. It's been a couple years, 2-3 years now. We got reached out to by a couple college girls. They had just moved into a house that their dad bought for them, and
Georgia Southern.
VSU, Valdosta State University.
Okay.
And so we show up. Okay, these are college kids. They're just messing with us. This, that, and the other. We arrived at the house. The girls arrived at the house at the same time, and we meet them outside. And the first thing they ask is, "Do we got to go in with you? We don't want to go in the house.
Really?
Do we got to?" Yeah, they were scared to death. They only been in the house a month. They were seeing a little girl, and to the point like the little girl was in one room playing with one girl. She'd see her high or low. Then the other roommates, they weren't there. They were in the bedroom, her and her boyfriend, and they would hear a girl singing outside the door when they were the only ones there, and it would get louder and louder and louder to the point that they ran out of the house. Yeah. But what we found after we investigated it was the little girl was looking for somebody to play with. The one room used to be a carport, and it was closed.
Just like with Lorelai last Saturday night, right?
Yeah. So it gave them some peace, and they stayed in the house longer. They eventually moved later on as we ran into them at the gym, but it gave them some peace and comfort that it wasn't there trying to attack him. It was just wanting company. It was lonely or whatever, because there was a man there too that had died in the house. And it was crazy with the spirit box. We asked the real estate guy came to witness it too, because he just didn't believe it, but the owner called and all that. He was there, and we were doing a spirit box session, and he asked what the dudes, and he knew the guy who died, his wife's name, and it was like Beatrice or something. He was like, "There's no way, it's not a common name," and it said it through the spirit box. So he was blown away by that. But it's stuff like that, just residential. It definitely help people bring a peace of mind whether it's
Yep.
electrical light flashing and they think it's a
Yeah.
spirit or it's
That's the
actually
best
something.
feeling when you can
Yeah.
help someone out.
Absolutely.
Like no amount of money can like satisfy that feeling.
Exactly. Especially with kids
Mhm.
involved. Especially
Oh
with kids
yeah, for
involved.
sure.
You
Yeah.
got scared parents, scared kids. It definitely
Yeah.
makes a difference.
Yeah.
It gives you that warm, fuzzy feeling.
Yeah. Yeah, we had a pair residential with Mike, and actually you met Joe Saturday night and Scotty. That could have been a residential case gone wrong, but it was pretty wild, and I just felt sorry for the kids because they were being neglected. So that was like the main concern, and
Yeah.
these people were like probably like on meth or something like that. They were all messed up. So
they were definitely seeing stuff then.
Oh yeah, they were. Yep. And it wasn't the Gansfeld experiment.
Yeah, you know, and that's the hardest part too,
It's
is
sad,
telling somebody that we don't there's nothing paranormal here. You know, and sometimes they don't want to believe.
Scotty straight up and told the lady, listen, it starts with you. You know, you got to clean yourself up.
Yeah, but sometimes people don't want to hear that. You know,
No, they don't.
a lot of times
They blame it. They always blame it on the paranormal. Damn it! Right?
Yeah, that's like one is the light in the closet was going off and acting up, but it only do it when the light switch was on, and we're like, "Ma'am, it's electrical. If it's only doing it when the light switch is on, it's electrical." No, it's not. It's the ghost in my.
Oh no, you probably get this a lot. You'll get pictures. You'll get like
or pictures left and right.
You'll get I gotten video footage like from the security camera of fairies flying around.
Fairies,
aka mosquitoes,
or faces in dirty mirrors.
I can see the wings.
Oh, did y'all ever see the?
People get mad when I tell them what it is.
This was embarrassing. This was a couple years ago, but there was I don't remember if it was on Travel Channel or what it was, but it was a husband and wife biker ghost hunters or whatever. It was several years ago, but they claimed they caught the ghost of a bug. Kid you not. It was like a dragonfly.
I just heard a ghost
it was glowing from the reflection, of the camera, but they were calling it the ghost of a bug. They posted that on TV.
Oh wow!
Now, that doesn't make us look bad,
right?
I know, right?
So,
well, yeah, we when we do we do things on Paraflix, but we're very honest with our stuff. I mean, if it ain't real, we throw it out. If we're in doubt, we throw it out.
Well, see, that's what I did at the theater, the reveal. I was questioning whether I should or not, but I think there's a murderer there too. His name was William.
Oh,
we got to communicate with him, and the stuff he was saying, Tyler actually found it online. The stuff we like 2 bodies, and when we weren't there, just audio, and the different things he was saying. Talking about he was from Ohio, he moved here. Well, Tyler found this guy online. He murdered a woman in Tifton, left and went to Ohio, murdered another woman that tried to help him, and then got caught, brought back to Tifton, and then was executed in like 2011.
Oh, that's
wild.
And
so, like we told him, we can't 100% say this is the guy, but by what we have caught audio wise and doing the spirit box sessions and all, there's a very good chance this is him.
Yeah.
He's not going to harm you or anything to that effect, but just making you aware when you come in here. So we just trying to be honest with everybody on that. No,
absolutely.
100%.
And Brandon, are you big on social media?
I really try to, but my job, the ranching, cattle's, and it's got me tied up. James didn't even know that.
So if you want to find Brandon, go hit up James.
That's right. I'm right there.
I'll just DM him a personal message.
Well, yeah. So yeah, thank you guys for coming on.
Oh, absolutely, man. Thank y'all.
We got a good friendship going here. So
yes, sir.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Definitely.
Now, are y'all going to be at the Arcadia Paracon or no?
Yeah, we're guests there.
Okay, that's
Mike
okay.
Will be there.
Yep. Okay. So I'll get to meet Mike then because we'll be down there.
Yep.
Yeah, we'll be
there.
Nice.
And I don't know, maybe some of our teammates will be there as well.
Awesome.
I try to be there. It's based on when it falls on, because we got 5 kids and I gotta work around it.
I know how that goes.
All right, guys. And if you want to find any of my content, the easiest way is if you go to my website, www.flaparanormalresearcher.com, like Florida, and it links out to all my social media websites and different things. And I got links on there to the Delco goggles now being sold at the Ghost Hunter store. And I got a blog on there, some other stuff. And make sure you check out warpartyparanormal.com so you can find out when we're having our next events.
Yeah.
And
World's largest ghost hunt.
What?
World's largest ghost hunt.
Oh.
Next event.
I thought you had Tourette's.
I was saying way back. I was like, what?
World's largest ghost hunt.
Okay,
September 30th. There you go.
And Eric.
You're good?
I'm good.
All right. So yeah, and all you people that are listening and watching.
What do you mean, you people?
My people.
The Para family.
Don't forget to subscribe to us. It really helps us. And like and comment and all that good stuff on the War Party Paranormal YouTube channel. And those people that are local, if you know anyone or you need help with the paranormal, you can reach out to us at the website that Mike mentioned and that we had on the bottom. And for my personal stuff, you can find it at Ghost Hunter of South Florida on IG, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. And yeah, and check out KGRA, check out Paraflix, check out Cross the Line Paranormal. Check it all out.
Hey, one more thing, Eric.
Yes, sir.
Which one of y'all sunk the boat in that presentation for the
Mikey?
Oh, Mike's over there scratching his head.
I mean, his brother was the captain, Darren. It was his boat, and we went on it, and we were like playing all nice. We were like right above the water, going real fast, but we were just chugging along. And it was fun. Well, it's not funny. But,
so that comment was real about forgetting to plug the boat?
No. We actually I work in the marine industry, and we actually have a guy that we work with, and his nickname's Plug for that reason.
No, but that boat was pretty low. It looked like we were on a flats boat.
Well, it was like it's a it's a little Mako Bay boat, flats boat style thing. It is pretty low.
I mean,
you're trying to make fat jokes, since I don't appreciate it.
No, I was going to make gator jokes. We were seeing red eyes all over the place at night. I'm like, if water starts coming in, I don't know what's going to happen.
Florida's pet dog down there.
Yeah, right. Yep, swamp puppies.
Yeah. You can hear them too. You can hear them grunting all over the place.
There was a bunch of them around, that's for sure.
So did either one of y'all stick your feet in the water to see if something grabbed you?
I think it's the water. But there is a scene. Something happens with the water, and you got to check it out. I'm not going to give it away though.
Definitely.
So yeah, we did have an experience.
Yeah, it was a lot of weird stuff happening.
But yeah, you got to do an investigation on the boat. You got to do it on the water. We'll try to change things up here.
Yeah, that's definitely interesting. Never thought of
Brandon,
that.
We're going underwater diving. We're going to do underwater investigation.
I'll be with you on that one. Call me up.
Right. No, you'll be there for sure.
I was going to say real quick, I know, Josh Gates did one underwater in an old World War II ship, and he picked up like engines running, like it sounded like cars and stuff running down in the ship.
Oh,
it was pretty wild. So that would be interesting underwater. Having like an underwater boom mic or something to see what you can pick up.
And Brandon, you go to some of those springs. I'm sure some of those springs must be haunted. I mean, Mike was just at Devil's Den. That place looks creepy as hell.
Yeah, I was just there.
Devil's Den is, to me, it's one of the awesome places to go diving in because you really can't get lost. It's like a NASCAR track. I mean, you make it one solid circle, and there's like deep crevice down there, but they got the main caves cut off. But I like to take my GoPro down there and put it down there with the cage to see, because they shut it off because there's a lot of people got killed down there. I mean, they don't use their safety stuff to tie their string off and go. They just go free and they don't come back. I like to see what I can get on my GoPro down there.
Or say underwater microphone or something. I bet you might get some voices or something.
Mike,
Pretty
hook
wild.
me up.
So the only
Hey,
problem,
we're not far away. I mean, we can hit a spring like maybe if I drive fast enough, maybe 4 hours.
yeah, even there's that we'll talk after, but yeah,
Yeah,
there's a bunch of
definitely.
stuff up in that area.
Hmm.
So, but guys, awesome show. We're
Yeah.
gonna wrap it up for tonight. I appreciate everybody joining in and watching and listening, and
Yeah,
we'll see
thank
you guys
everybody.
next Monday night.
You people.
And you people, the two youths.